Bob Shotton has a best lap time of 2:17.330. Chris Ilduke has a best lap time of 4:29.351. Look at Puppy Dog from Hell go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Chris Ilduke's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:16.348. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Puppy Dog from Hell's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:25.937. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Alright, Chris Ilduke has put down a 2:16.348. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Opel GT Gr4.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Rob Keen's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Bob Shotton posted a 2:17.330 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
Watch as Rob Keane takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
There's the first flying lap for Puppy Dog from Hell, hitting 2:37.997. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Chris Duke posted 2:52.356 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Bob Shotton has a best lap time of 2:17.330. Keane is getting to grips with the Opel Gr4 in this practice session. With just 21 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Rob Keane is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Opel Gr4 has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Megasaurus 55 is on their first practice flying lap. Puppy Dog from Hell's First Flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:19.660. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Look at Martin Tuip taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Alright, Rob Always Keen has put down a 2:13.059. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Opel GT Gr4.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:19.660. Megasaurus 55's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:15.140. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Bob Shotton posted 6:29.480 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Bogan Cromulences on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Martin Tuib is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Opel GT Gr4's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:19.660. Megasaurus 55 posted a 2:15.502 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 12 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There's the first flying lap for Puppy Dog from Hell, hitting 2:21.714. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Oi, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:19.660. Bob Schottman's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:17.478. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Bogan Cromulans posted 2:23.533 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Chris Ilduke's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:16.140. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Wayne Pearson posted a 2:16.557 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:18.433. Puppy Dog from Hell is on their out lap.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
What a fantastic showing from Jack M team in qualifying. They currently hold the top spot and are in prime position for a strong starting position. Their lap times have been exceptional, and they have showcased their talent and determination.
You're spot on, Rob. Jack M team is showcasing exceptional skill and consistency in this qualifying session. It's a formidable position they hold, and their rivals will need to step up their game to challenge them.
Impressive work from Keane, who has claimed second on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
I completely agree, Rob. Keane has positioned themselves impressively in second. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
It's a masterclass from Jack M team in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead. Martin Tuip has secured a respectable third in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Absolutely, Rob. Martin Tuip has put in a remarkable effort to secure third. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
What an impressed Jack M team has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Rob Always Keen has completed their outlap. Rob has just completed that lap in 2:11.286. Their best lap so far is 2:11.286. Putting them in P1. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? And there goes Gr4, currently in position 8. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're spot on, Rob. Gr4's current position of 8th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Gr4 has just completed a lap in 2:22.618. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. A solid performance from Wayne Pearson as they currently hold position 5. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
Great analysis, Rob. Wayne Pearson has shown excellent pace to secure 5th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
A solid qualifying performance by Gr4 positioning them in 4th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Martin Tuib has put in a great effort and currently holds 3rd. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Gr4's really showing what they're made of, landing in 3rd during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. I'm thinking Gr4 could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 2:18.975 isn't cutting it for 8th. A switch to a softer compound might give them the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
Gr4 team has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. With Gr4 team now sitting pretty in 2nd, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
A strong showing from Wayne Pearson as they currently sit in 5th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Absolutely.
It's a stellar performance from Wayne Pearson, clinching 4th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
It's an impressive showing by Gr4, currently in 8th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Gr4 has positioned themselves well in 8th.
Gr4's clocking in at 2:18.140 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 8th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
Incredible drive by Martin Tueb so far, earning him 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Martin Tueb's current position of 5th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
What a performance from Jack M team. They currently occupy 3rd on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot? And there goes Martin Tueb, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Martin Tueb has done a fantastic job to claim 5th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Impressive work from Jack M team, who has claimed 3rd on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. There's a real buzz in the air as Jack M team secures 2nd.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Incredible performance by Keane so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session. Rob will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session. A solid qualifying performance by Martin Tueb, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Martin Tueb's really showing what they're made of, landing in 5th during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
A solid performance from Bob Shotton as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Martin Tueb has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Bob Shotton has secured a respectable 6th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Bob Shotton's last lap at 2:19.501 has them languishing in 6th. Time slipping away, and they need to find some magic on the track.
Absolutely, Rob. It's crunch time, and they've got to push that Opel GT Gr4 beyond its limits if they want to claw back into the top 5.
Bob Shotton has positioned themselves well in 6th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
I completely agree, Rob. Bob Shotton has positioned themselves impressively in 6th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Rob Keane will have the best seat in the house starting from pole position.
But they can't afford to get complacent. They will have a target on their back now.
On the second grid slot we have Jack M team. Watch out for Megasaurus 55, starting from the 3rd grid position in today's race. And in the 4th position, it's none other than Wayne Pearson. The 5th position belongs to Martin Turb. Bob Shotton is going to be starting from 6th.
The British driver has been driving the wheels off the Opel GT Gr4 in practice.
Sitting in 7th is Chris Ilduke. Bogan Cromulence will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 8th on the grid.
It's the standards tires for Bogan Cromulence.
From the middle of the pack, we have Puppy Dog from Hell in 9th place on the starting grid. And they're off, with drivers now facing the unpredictability of the opening lap. With so many cars close together, the risk of an early accident is real.
They're all revved up and raring to go. But they've got to be slicker than a greased pig at a county fair to dodge any early hiccups.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Wayne Pearson's sitting pretty right where they started, comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree. Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race. Now, isn't that a sight? Bob Shotton hanging tight at 6. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one. The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap. Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Bob Shotton, lagging behind Chris Duke and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. Blimey, Bogan Cromulence is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster.
Sweet mercy, Bogan Cromulence is lagging like my grandma's old computer. Might be time to reboot, or at least pour some coffee into the gas tank.
Blimey, Bogan Cromulence is cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
We often hear drivers complaining about tire graining. Hal, can you explain what that means and how it affects car handling?
Graining occurs when small rubber particles roll up on the tire's surface, reducing grip and negatively affecting handling. It usually happens when the tires are not in their optimal temperature window or when a driver is pushing too hard on a cold or overworked tire.
Oi, Megasaurus 55, ever tried tailgating at a barbie? Cos Bogan Cromulence's grill is getting a good look now. Try the snags while you're at it.
That's right, Bogan Cromulence is showing some great form and it looks like Megasaurus 55 won't be able to catch up, barring any mistakes.
The pressure is on for Megasaurus 55 as they try to catch up to Bogan Cromulence. Hang on, as Megasaurus 55 just played their wild card. They're lounging at 9th now. The gap between Jack M Team and Martin Tuip is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Jack M Team to bring Martin Tuip into play. Martin Tuip is making ground on Jack M Team quicker than a roux in a paddock. Now, the gap's just 1.5 seconds. Creaky, Wayne Pearson's sticking to Bogan Cromulence like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights. Wayne Pearson just blitzed past Bogan Cromulence like they were standing still.
Well, it's not just about speed, it's about strategy. But right now, Wayne Pearson's showing a masterclass in both.
As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right, And with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. It may seem like Bogan Cromulence is far behind, but Wayne Pearson can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Bogan Cromulence an opening to catch up. Tell ya what, Megasaurus 55's defending harder than a roo with the last Tim Tam. Bogan Cromulence is gonna have to pull something special out of the bag.
Megasaurus 55's guarding that line like a sentinel. If Bogan Cromulence wants to make a move, they better have a trick up their sleeve.
Oh, mate, that's how the old man used to drive after a couple of bevies at the pub. Not the right line, but definitely entertaining. The tension is building as Bogan Cromulence trails behind Megasaurus 55. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Megasaurus 55 hold on, or will Bogan Cromulence be able to close them down?
Exactly. Bogan Cromulence has got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right?
Geez, Martin Tuip has got their work cut out for them. It's a tougher challenge than wrestling a croc after a bad day.
Like trying to rope a bull with spaghetti. Ain't gonna be easy. Races are the ballads of the asphalt. They ebb, flow, and crescendo. And just when you think the melody's predictable, comes—
Hold on a second. Well, Martin Tuip's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them.
Whoops, Martin Tuip is going to be kicking themselves.
The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Martin Tuip cruising in third.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Martin Tuip's act from third is worth an encore.
Bloody hell, Bob Shotton looks like they're chasing a ghost out there, but as we always say, every dingo has its day.
That they do, and in Carolina, we'd say they're chasing their tail, but miracles do happen.
The gap between Bob Shotton and Chris Ilduke is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. Wayne Pearson is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolute.
Hold up a mo. Oh, Bogan Cromulence went off track. I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend. The pursuit is on. Megasaurus 55 is closing the gap on Wayne Pearson, determined to claim P7. Tire degradations are right pain in the arse, but Megasaurus 55's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Wayne Pearson, aren't they?
Just what Megasaurus 55 needed, like sweet tea on a hot day. Can't let Wayne Pearson out of sight for too long.
Bob Shotton, breaking update, bloody hell. Bob Shotton just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something. We got a close battle as Puppy Dog from Hell closes in on Megasaurus 55.
If Puppy Dog from Hell gets any closer to Megasaurus 55, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
The gap between Puppy Dog from Hell and Megasaurus 55 is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 0.4 seconds. It's a close race between Megasaurus 55 and Wayne Pearson in 6th.
The chase between Megasaurus 55 and Wayne Pearson is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
What a move. Megasaurus 55 has moved up to 6th.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Megasaurus 55's giving me those vibes right now with that ascent.
We've seen overtake. Hold up a mo. Looks like Chris Ilduke tried the old dingo stole my race line trick. A tad too clever by half.
If Chris Ilduke was fishing, they'd have thrown that one back into the pond. That's a tough go.
The action is non-stop as Megasaurus 55 shadows Wayne Pearson through every twist and turn, determined to claim 6th.
Should things go awry, Megasaurus 55 and Wayne Pearson might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators. Did we just witness a gambit?
It seems Megasaurus 55 is recalibrating, now at 8th.
Well, change is the only constant. And in this dance, Megasaurus 55 is certainly keeping us on our toes with that position shift.
Anyone who says that Assetto Corsa Friends is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of driving we're seeing out there on the track is absolutely phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. It's like these drivers were born to race. They're weaving in and out of traffic, taking corners at unbelievable speeds, and making it all look effortless. It's clear that they've put in the time and effort to hone their skills.
You know, puppy dog from hell, if you were any slower, you'd be going backwards. But good on ya for making Megasaurus 55 work for it. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down the neck of puppy dog from hell, not giving him any room to relax.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
Mate, Megasaurus 55's creeping up on puppy dog from hell like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
This ain't Megasaurus 55's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If puppy dog from hell ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
This isn't just racing, it's a duel. Watch as Bob shot and zeroes in on Wayne Pearson, blade sharpened and ready. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Megasaurus 55 is sniffing around puppy dog from hell like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 7th.
With the way Megasaurus 55 is stalking puppy dog from hell, you'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning.
Fair dinkum, mate. Megasaurus 55's got to pull their socks up. They're dawdling around like they're lost in the outback while puppy dog from hell's blazing the trail. A great moment for Megasaurus 55, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
Absolutely.
Oh no, what's this? Oh mate, puppy dog from hell's impersonating a lost tourist. Did someone forget to tell them it's a race, not a bushwalk? Blimey, Bob Shotton's gunning it in 6th. Just a whisker behind Wayne Pearson. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle, Hal, but Bob Shotton's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Wayne Pearson. Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage. Well, butter my biscuit, the race ain't over till that flag waves. Got to keep those wheels rolling and eyes on the prize till the very end.
If Martin Tuib doesn't pick up the pace, Hal, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Bob Shotton is proper nipping at Wayne Pearson's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
That's right. Bob Shotton is determined to pass Wayne Pearson and secure a higher position.
Someone should tell Wayne Pearson this ain't a Sunday drive. Bob Shotton's tearing up the track. The gap between Wayne Pearson and Bob Shotton is razor thin as they vie for 5th in this nail-biting contest. Wayne Pearson is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 2.98 seconds down. The race is heating up as Megasaurus 55 in 7th closes in on Wayne Pearson. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. It looks like Megasaurus 55 is making a move. The gap to Wayne Pearson is now down to 1.3 seconds.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
Looks like Wayne Pearson's car has turned into a mobile, no vacancy sign, and Megasaurus 55 is looking for a room. You won't find cheap rent here, mate. Would ya look at that? Wayne Pearson's thrown down the gauntlet. Megasaurus 55, you gonna pick that up or just admire the view from behind?
Well, butter me up and call me a biscuit. Wayne Pearson is putting the pedal to the metal, making Megasaurus 55 eat some serious dust.
Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Wayne Pearson's just rocketed into 5th. Things are heating up as Megasaurus 55 closes in on Bob Shotton. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
If Megasaurus 55 isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine, and trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
Crikey, Megasaurus 55's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched 6th. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Bob Shotton is getting closer to Megasaurus 55, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel. It seems like Bob Shotton is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Bob Shotton refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Look at that, Megasaurus 55 is hot on the tail of Wayne Pearson. Good news for Megasaurus 55, the gap to Wayne Pearson has decreased. It's now down to 0.4 seconds. If Bob Shotton goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. Bloody oath, Bob Shotton is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Megasaurus 55 down to a scant 0.7 seconds. It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Megasaurus 55's got Wayne Pearson in their crosshairs. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Megasaurus 55 is the predator, with Wayne Pearson firmly in their sights.
It's a pressure cooker out there. Every second shaved off means Megasaurus 55's a step closer to tasting victory.
A solid performance from Jack M Team, who is holding down second.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Jackham team's surely holding theirs, keeping that second spot warm.
You reckon Megasaurus 55's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Wayne Pearson to 0.2 seconds.
With every lap, I can see Megasaurus 55 making micro adjustments on that steering wheel, refining traction control. They're itching to show Wayne Pearson their taillights.
A strong showing from Jack M team, who is currently second.
Absolutely, and they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Jack M team is hitting the apexes like a pro, increasing their lead over Martin Tuib. But can they keep it up without spinning out?
That's right, Rob, it's all fun and games until someone pops a tire. Let's hope both of them can keep it on the black stuff.
Gee whiz, Megasaurus 55 is breathing down Wayne Pearson's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Wayne Pearson's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded.
Rob, last time I saw Megasaurus 55 this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
Fair dinkum, Megasaurus 55 is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Wayne Pearson is now down to a whisker at 0.1 seconds. And Wayne Pearson is having to make that Opel GT Gr4 as wide as possible to try and keep Megasaurus 55 behind them. This is where the true champions shine, and Rob is certainly showing their class in the final sector.
They'll be the ones celebrating at the finish line.
The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Rob.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but Rob remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Jack M team certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result. What a race from Martin Tuib, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. Finishing fourth is Chris Ilduke. Megasaurus 55 take fifth. In sixth, it's Bob Shodden. Seventh is Bogan Cromulence. Wayne Pearson in eighth. Coming in ninth, we have Puppy Dog from Hell. Puppy Dog from Hell will lead the way from pole position. And we're off. As the race begins, drivers must be wary of aggressive moves that can lead to trouble on the first lap.
First lap's always a doozy. Got cars everywhere, and dodging trouble's the order of the day.
Having started in 9, Rob will be looking to establish themselves in this race. Looks like Bob Shotton took a page from the Tortoise's playbook, but I'm not sure slow and steady wins this race. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Assetto Corsa Friends for making this all possible. Heroes one and all. Seems like Wayne Pearson was asleep at the wheel there, Hal, or at least they have been caught napping at the start. All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up. Whoa, Martin Chewip's on fire, leaving skid marks and Jack Hemteam's hopes behind. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
Puppy Dog from Hell has the pedal to the metal chasing Chris Ilduke.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
Oh, this is getting intense. Gr4 is just behind Rob. Mate, Gr4 is really giving it a burl out there, ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell young, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
It's a game of inches now as Megasaurus 55 tails Martin Tuib closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. It's a thrilling pursuit as Jack M team is right behind Megasaurus 55, keeping the pressure on for 7th place.
If things go wrong between Jack M team and Megasaurus 55, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? A great pass for Megasaurus 55 as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Martin Tuib has lost ground. Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Wayne Pearson can catch some shade behind Chris Ilduke, F.
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Who will keep their cool under pressure? Martin Tuib or Bob Schotten? It's anyone's race.
Now that's how it's done. Martin Tuib rips through the track, while Bob Schotten watches the tail lights fade.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Martin Tuib's got the afterburners on full blast today.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. And Jack M team has just won the place from Megasaurus 55. This is what it's all about, folks. Megasaurus 55 is in hot pursuit of Jack M team, who's just trying to stay ahead.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Megasaurus 55 must be laser focused on Jack M team's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
Alright, hold your horses. Rob is really putting the heat on Wayne Pearson. If I were Wayne Pearson, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. Sorry to interrupt here, but Bogan Cromulence has duffed it up. They're gonna need more than a coldie to forget that one.
Well, shoot, Bogan Cromulence is channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster, but always a show.
It's an intense battle for position as Rob tries to outmaneuver Wayne Pearson. This is edge of your seat racing.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
Wow, Rob is really pushing hard to catch up to Wayne Pearson. There's blood in the water for first place. The gap between Rob Always Keen and Wayne Pearson is growing. It's now up to 0.7 seconds. Fantastic racing on show here today, and it's not just the top drivers who are impressing us. Even the drivers at the back of the pack are putting up a good fight, battling it out for every position.
It's a testament to the level of competition at Assetto Corsa, friends. Even the smallest mistake can cost you valuable seconds, or even lead to a crash. But these drivers are up to the challenge, and they're giving it their all. It's clear that Assetto Corsa, friends, really is the place to be for top quality racing.
In a race where seconds count, Chris Ilduke is counting on less of them between themselves and Rob Keane. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
Well, shoot, if Chris Ilduke was any more laid back, they'd be horizontal. Reckon they're daydreaming of those cheerleaders again?
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Hold on to your hats. Rob is gunning for Wayne Pearson. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend? Struth, Rob's lap time's slower than a roux with a limp. Wonder if they've had a few too many frothies last night? Wayne Pearson's not waiting around to find out.
Well, Rob Always Keen's got their britches in a twist. Wayne Pearson is riding the gravy train with biscuit wheels, I tell ya.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. Wayne Pearson's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Keen like a dingo after a roadrunner. Like a scene from a thriller, Megasaurus 55's on Jack M Team's tail, hungry for that spot.
Will Megasaurus 55 be able to make a move and pass Jack M Team?
Struth, Megasaurus 55's not here to muck about. The gap to Jack M Team is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.1 seconds.
I reckon Megasaurus 55's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires, gaining on Jack M Team with every twist and turn.
Ripper of a move, Megasaurus 55's not just in the race. They're owning it. G'day, fourth. Puppy Dog from Hell is giving it their all as they chase down Jack M Team in P5. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Jack M Team is definitely living on the edge today.
Jack M Team and Megasaurus 55 have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 0.8 seconds now. This is a thrilling battle as Martin Tuip edges closer to Bogan Cromulence in their fight for P7. Martin Tuip's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Bogan Cromulence. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. Looks like Jack M Team's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Megasaurus 55 is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Jack M Team in P5 doing everything they can to catch up.
Stone the Crows. Jack M Team's managed to trim that gap with Megasaurus 55, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer.
That's a great effort from Jack M Team. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
Hold on to your seats. Martin Tuip's turning the heat up on Bogan Cromulence, closing in for the kill. With a move that's swift, I'd say Martin Tuip's running on high octane. And maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
It's like Martin Tuip had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to 7th.
Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Chris Ilduke and Wayne Pearson. Puppy Dog from Hell wants to close that gap with Martin Tuip. We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
Oh, this is getting intense. Chris Ilduke is just a few car lengths behind Wayne Pearson. A brilliant maneuver from Chris Ilduke, who has just moved up the field.
Dang, if Chris Ilduke keeps this up, we'll need to douse the track. Smokin' hot move to second.
Wayne Pearson seems to be putting the pressure on Chris Ilduke.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble in the boundary of disaster.
Bloody hell, Wayne Pearson's got— Sorry to cut in here, that won't be ideal for Bob Shodden. The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Wayne Pearson right now as they are struggling to keep up with Chris Ilduke. Heartbreak for Wayne Pearson as they slip down the field.
Racing's like good old Southern barbecue. Slow and steady. Maybe Wayne Pearson is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
Things are getting spicy as Wayne Pearson is breathing down Jack Emteen's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put it past Wayne Pearson to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this duel. Keep those eyes peeled.
The race is really heating up. Chris Ilduke is hunting down Megasaurus 55 with everything they've got.
On this asphalt battlefield, Chris Ilduke's determination is the weapon, and Megasaurus 55 is the target.
Whoa there, Jack M team is sticking to Chris Ilduke like glue. You reckon Chris Ilduke's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
At this rate, Jack M team and Chris Ilduke are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Well, Jack M team, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you, and a slab of beer for Chris Ilduke. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. Fair dinkum, Chris Ilduke's dropping like a cold pie and Jack M team's snatch. Wait, Chris Ilduke's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse. You reckon Jack M team saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Remember when we thought Jack M team had peaked? Think again, they're harnessing every bit of downforce and it's making Megasaurus 55's mirrors awfully busy. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Chris Ilduke, who is currently in P7. But Bogan Cromulence is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Chris Ilduke.
Yeehaw, it's like Chris Ilduke took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
Megasaurus 55 wants to find a way round Jack M team. Crikey, Megasaurus 55's looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Jack M team. Hope they find their feet soon. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are gonna need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
You know, Chris Ilduke reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Chris Ilduck missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
The gap between Chris Ilduc and Bogan Cromulence is widening. It's now up to 1.3 seconds. The chase music's playing in Megasaurus 55's head as they reel in Jack M team, moment by nail-biting moment. Gee whiz, Megasaurus 55's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals helped me feel prepared and focused.
Would ya look at that gap? Bogan Cromulence has got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. It seems like Megasaurus 55 is struggling. Their last lap time wasn't as good as Jack M team's.
I reckon Megasaurus 55's fiddling while Rome burns. Jackem team's out there shaking and baking, putting on a show for us.
As Bogan Cromulence trails Chris Ilduc, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Good lord. At this rate, Bogan Cromulence is gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Rob, who was simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books.
What a display of skill and precision.
What a fantastic race from Jack M team, who brings it home in second place.
Brilliant. Jack M team showed great skill and determination to take second place.
Impressive drive from Megasaurus 55 to claim the final spot on the podium. Wayne Pearson and Martin Tuip end in 4th and 5th. Followed by Chris Ilduc and Bogan Cromulence in 6th and 7th. Taking 8th is Puppy Dog from Hell. Finishing 9th is Bob Shodden. Bob Shotton is in the pits.